Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today I have a flip through of my completed junk journal July book. Big thank you to Meg Journals here on YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else for coming up with a really great set of prompts that were fun to do. I only had a couple that I had to finish just after the end of the month, but it was a very busy month work-wise, and look, you can only do what you can do. But let's have a little flip through. I'll show you what I got up to. Now, this is quite a large book, and I made it this size simply because I had this lovely piece of cardstock that was this exact size, and I went, oh look, that's going to be my cover, and that was it. I made the rest of the book to fit into this piece of cardstock. The cover I've just done with a sticky note that I stamped the word cozy on, popped on the word July, because of course it is winter here in Australia. So that's the reason why I did it like that. Now, my very first page was a hello page. I have popped the word hello on and lots of other sticky things on a pocket, and I did create a tag because on this day, my baby moved out of home and I am now an empty nester. So it was a very sad day, but a very good friend of mine bought me this stunning orchid and I wanted to remember that. So that is why I created day one like this. And then we'll just pop that back in there. My first page was a sheet of vellum. And of course in here I have put the prompt list so that I could remember what I was doing. Day two was collage, and I decided to sort of pick a thing and then build a page around it. So I had this really cute die cut thing in my stash, and I literally picked green things and built my page around that for collage. There's a bit of washi tape, there's a little reverse die cut, and nice and simple. Day three was label. This is a very old label from the 50s. My father used to be in the hotel industry, and I have a large collection of these sticky tags that they used to put on your suitcase when you checked into fancy hotels. And he used to work at this hotel in Paris, so I just simply built a travel-related page around that and then used that label. Then on day four, I've gone really simple and straightforward. I was very tired, had a huge day at work, so I just jotted down three things that I actually did manage to do at home when I got home from work, and just stamped the word today just a couple of times for fun. I tell you one thing I did learn: if you try and keep your pages especially most of them really simple, it makes it much easier to actually complete something like this. Now, a little bit more elaborate the next day. Day five was typography. Again, this typewriter has been in my stash forever, and I decided, right, time to use it up. So I simply built my whole page around this typewriter, added this flower that I had in my stash because the color went so well together, and then just added all sorts of different bits and pieces in different fonts. I think that covers typography quite nicely. Then day six was sketch. Now, in the afternoon when I got home from work, I did actually repot this plant because it had got knocked over and was a bit messy. So I replanted it. I did a very quick sketch, threw on some watercolor, and then just put some greenery things around it to sort of help fill the page. Again, kept it really simple. Then this one here, the next one, day seven, was tea or coffee dyed. Well, hands up here, I'm a coffee girl. So there's a piece of coffee dyed paper that I had made. This was also a little leftover strip of coffee dyed paper. Muffin Break is a coffee shop chain all around Australia. And when you have coffee in a cup, it has a smiley face on the bottom. So I actually took a photo of that and I snipped that out, made a little tag just for fun. So coffee there, lots of coffee, I love it. Then the next one was day eight, which was a photo. This is actually one of my baby photos. And this piece of paper with the sort of brownish pattern on it was the page I was working on. I had a little bit of ribbon just for fun and a tiny bit of fabric that I had left over and a pink bow. And I stamped my year of birth, 1965, on there just for fun. This next page, day 9, was layers. Well, yes, so did a lot of layering. We started off with some paint and some stamping, and then I just picked anything that was sort of pink, cream, black, a little bit of white, all little leftover bits that were on my desk in my stash, and we have all the layering going on there. That one was nice and easy. Then for day 10, it was border, and I had this little fabric scrap, and the actual page was that I was working on was from a craft book that I had cut out. So I thought, right, we'll plop that down, and then we, of course, just made a little border around it, and that was that day done. Then I didn't end up using that because the next day, day 11, was boxes, and I came up with this idea. I recently purchased some alcohol inks, and this was one of my very first tryout pages, if you like. So I literally cut it all into tiny little boxes and stuck it down, and I love the way that turned out. I was very happy with that one. Then the next day was frame. So I've just used this lovely backing piece of paper that I had in my stash. That was all I had left. Stuck it down, popped a little frame on, and added a few bits of sea-related ephemera just to sort of decorate that page up a little bit. Then the next one was overlap. Now, all I did, I literally tore strips of paper all in sort of neutrals, and I just stuck them all down. Added some stamping, cut out some little postcards off some papers that I had, and added a few real stamps. So we have all sorts of overlapping happening there. Now, this was one that did stump me, I must admit, but then I decided, look, keep things really simple. The prompt for day 14 was negative space, and I really didn't know what to do, but I cut this colourful paper out of a magazine and stuck it down, and then just die cut some holes and stuck that black piece down, and I went, okay, that's negative space, that'll do. Thank you very much. Now, day 15 was a very special day for me, and I do like, if something special happens when I'm doing prompts like this, I actually like to include them. Qantas, our national carrier, announced that they were retiring all 747s, and it was all announced very quickly. But what they did do was organise 3 flights, one from Brisbane, one from Sydney, and one from Canberra, as goodbye flights. And my daughter and I were on the 1X Brisbane. We managed to score tickets. So the prompt for the day was tip in. So I have tipped in this little piece that they gave us as being part of the farewell flight. I photocopied my boarding pass, and I also photocopied a coaster, and I've popped all that in there. The originals I'm actually going to do up in a frame. And of course I stamped a few planes on to sort of represent them. Poor Jumbo heading over to the Mojave Desert to go into retirement, which is very sad, especially for me. I was a travel consultant for many years, did a lot of flying, especially on 747s, because back then they were the only aircraft used for long haul flights. So it was an awesome day, and honestly, I was incredibly thankful that I managed to get on that flight. So I popped that piece of ephemera in there. Then day 16 was create a tag, and yes, I could have created an elaborate tag, but I got a bit carried away. I wanted to do something bright and fun because I'm over winter and I want summer to hurry up and arrive. So I created a very basic little tag, but then I also made a pocket for it to live in. Just a bit of bright colour and a bit of fun. Now, I had to create this little tip in, and I'll show you why in a minute. Day 17 was an inspirational quote. I had this quote that I had cut out of a magazine, and on the reverse side of this quote was all these different shades of pink. It was also in the magazine. So what I did, I literally just cut them up, stuck them down, and added some pretty hearts just to finish that page off. Day 18 was Oh, I think it was, it was actually musical. And I didn't have anything from any musicals I've ever been to or want to go and see. So I had this lovely picture of a girl listening to music, or lady, and I added a couple of records just for fun and the word listen, because one thing I love to do if I'm upset or angry, one of my favourite things to do is to listen to music. So I went, okay, there we go. Again, a really simple page, but it helped me keep on track. Then the next day we were to do TV or film. I watched the very last season of Suits on Netflix. Absolutely loved the show. So I thought, oh, look, why not create a memory for that? So that was how I quickly whipped that page up. Then day 20 was botanical. And I simply cut images out of an old book that I bought at a book fair and added a colour one in the middle for some contrast. Love how that page turned out. Again, didn't end up using that one because I realised I'd made a little mistake. I had this done and that's not where it should have. I actually did it on a piece of white paper and then stuck it down, except I stuck it in the wrong spot. So I had made this journal with just enough pages to do one every day and discovered I had made a little mistake. So we have this oops page, and that's why we created this giant flip, so that of course I had all my days in chronological order, because that's how I prefer to do these things. I don't like swapping and changing, but that's okay. We solved the problem. Now, the next one was day 21, and it was seasonal. And seeing it's the middle of winter here in Australia, I just went through a magazine and found this girl all rugged up, found a picture of, you know, dark trees and a little fire pit and some mushroom stickers, and look, just stuck things down to represent winter. Then on day 22, it is your favourite supply. Well, that's a really damn hard one because I like playing with all the things, but my favourites, of course, are paper in any shape, colour or form, and I love sparkly things. So that's exactly what I popped down on my page. Papers and glittery, sparkly things. Glitter and sequins, I'm partial to both, so thought better include those. Now, I was very tired on day 23 and the prompt was embellish. So this is what I did. I cut out a picture that I found in a magazine of this lovely lady, and she's got a very interesting hat on. This part in here is actually part of a handbag. So we whacked that down and we cut out a few gems and popped that all around, and honestly I laughed my head off the whole time I was doing this, but I thought, look, that's exactly what this is about. It doesn't have to look realistic or anything like that. It's to have fun, and that's exactly what I did doing that silly page. Then day 24 is unexpected. So it looks like a very boring brown paper bag, but if you flip it open, it's all pretty and pink, and it's actually a double tucky envelopey thing. So, pardon me, that's day 24 for unexpected. Then day 25 was abstract. Again, trying to keep it really simple. We popped down paint. We did a little bit of dimensional paint with a stencil, added a bit of washi tape, a little bit of heart, a little red heart just for some contrast. And that was that. That was abstract, but I actually like how that turned out. Then the next day, oh, excuse me, it is so windy here today, and I think I need a drink. I will grab one in a minute. Day 26 was pattern. Now, my favourite pattern is mermaid scales. The beach is my happy place. Should have been born a mermaid, I think. So I used a stencil on an old book page, added a couple of mermaid tails for fun, and little splash squad piece of ephemera that I had in my stash. So again, quick and easy, but fun. Then the next day, this one here, 27, was transparent. So I found this really pretty picture in a magazine, which I cut out, added some butterflies and a cute little lady beetle. I've also got a few little sparkly shaker things in there. And I simply added some brown around the edge to represent a windowsill and a cute little pussycat sitting on the windowsill looking outside. And I just used a plastic school book cover that I had left over from whatever to create my little window. So that was transparent. Then day 28 was a secret pocket. Now, I loved this Dior skirt that I found in a magazine. And what I did, I glued it down, but I left this bit open. Used the word Dior, obviously that was part of that ad, to make a little tag. And then if I tuck it away properly, of course, it's a little secret hidden pocket. Then this next one was contrast. Again, had a really busy day, was so tired, had all these pink scraps on my desk. So I literally glued them all down. And then for some contrast, added a little black and white tag. Then this one, the next one, day 30. Again, this was just a picture from a magazine, but I adore this outfit. It's so beautifully embellished. And it's just like the attention to detail making this is just superb. So, of course, the prompt for day 30 was detail. So that's exactly what I plonked down. And I just put some black paint on the back because I liked this contrasting against the black opposed to the clear piece of vellum that was my page for that day. And then the very last one is day 31, and the prompt was explore. Now, of course, if I had my way, I'd be packing my bags and exploring somewhere wonderful in this world. Had to cancel a trip to Thailand in April because guess what? We're not allowed to travel anywhere, but we can dream. So that's what this page is all about. I had this fabulous thing, again from a magazine cut out, and it's little aircraft windows with these gorgeous little artworks in it. So I wanted to use those, and then I just plonked down all sorts of travel-related things to fill the page up. And we can live in hope that one day I might actually get to go somewhere. And voila, that's it. All done and dusted for another year. Thank you, Meg Journals. I really did enjoy this. If you enjoyed this flip through, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you would do so. And stick around for more craft and planning and who knows what I might come up with. But until then, please stay safe, stay healthy. If you have to, stay inside, but take care. Till next time, bye for now.